The local school bought $1,464 worth of notebooks for its students. If the notebooks cost $1.22 each, how many notebooks did the school buy? So if we know how much they spent on the notebooks, and if we know um, uh, how much each notebook costs, then if we divide, we have what's left, the number of notebooks. So if we divide the 1,464 divided by the cost per notebook, then this gives us the number of notebooks bought. Now that number comes out in division is 1,200. On the first day of the month, John counted his money and found that he had $28.35. Since then, he has received an additional $17.22 from the jobs he does after school. How much money does he have now? So what we're going to do here is simply add the two amounts. So when we add, 5 plus 6 is 11. 3 and 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring the decimal stays in the same position. 7 plus 8, 15. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. $45.61. Violet's mother ordered 60.5 yards of satin cloth for her boutique. If she has already used 25.42 yards of the cloth, how much cloth does she have left? We subtract 60.5 minus 25.42. The key is just lining up the decimals. The decimals for adding and subtracting supposed to be lined up right up under each other. So we're going to subtract. The problem is that I cannot take 5 from 0. And so there we're going to take 1 from the 6. That leaves a 5. This becomes a 10. And here we take 1 from this 5, it becomes a 4, and we bring over a 1 with that 0 and in that position. That's the 10 there. So this becomes 10 minus 2 is 8. 4 minus 4 is 0. 10 minus 5 is 5. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. The park behind James' house used to have a bike trail that was 12.347 kilometers long. Last year, the trail was reduced to 9.432 kilometers to make space there for uh, a garden. What is the difference in the lengths of the old and the new bike trail? So difference equals, or it means subtract. So we have 12.347 minus 9.432. So we subtract here. Notice that I can subtract 7 minus 2. I can subtract 4 minus 3. But I cannot take 4 from the 3, and I cannot take 9 from the 2. So I take 1 from here. That leaves the 12. Then I take a 1 from the 12. That leaves an 11. And I add that 1 to this 3. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 4 minus 1, well, 3 is 1. 13 minus 4 is 9, period. 11 minus 3 is 2. And so we have 2.915 kilometers. Jack's car gets 42.68 miles per gallon of gas. That's his rate, right, or the speed. 42.68 miles per gallon. If he had to travel 149.38 miles, so his distance is 149.38 miles, how many gallons of gas would he need? So there, in order to get that, all we have to do is divide the distance by the speed, and that leaves us there with the number of gallons, if you will. And this is actually not a speed, excuse me, this is the rate. Please forgive me. And so here, this rate is equal to the distance divided by the amount. So to get the amount, we divide here the distance divided by the rate. And that will leave us with the amount. So here, this is 149.38 divided by 42.68. Now let me check that on my calculator, and we get 3.5. And that's gallons. So how many gallons of gas would be needed? 3.5 gallons of gas. Dexter's dad runs a toy store. His current yearly sales report shows that he sold 4,694 toys in the last 3 months. If the store made an average profit of $2.95 on each toy, what is the total profit in the 3 months? To get the total profit, we just multiply the profit per toy times the number of toys. So basically, we're just multiplying those two numbers. 4,694 times the 295, and on your calculator, let's get that on my calculator, you get 13,847 and 30 cents for the profit. Adam's father drove his car at a speed of 65.2 miles per hour. That's the speed, right? To a business conference. In his trip if his trip took 1.8 hours, how many miles did he drive? So notice here we have the speed. And if I multiply the speed times the time, that gives us the distance. So the speed here is 65.2 miles per hour, and that's times the time, which is 1.8 hours. You see how the hours will cancel out? Something divided by something is the same term, or the same unit, that is. And so we just divide 65.2, I'm sorry, multiply 65.2 times 1.8, and we're left with something in miles. And on your calculator, you get 117.36 miles. So Mr. Brown's thrift store shop, he has the year of 2012 broken into quarters. And for each quarter, there's the profit. How much total profit did Mr. Brown's store earn in the third and fourth quarters? So what we're going to do there is just add what he made in the third and fourth quarter. So you add those two numbers up, and just on your calculator, when you add, we get $18,525.51. So that's that number there. What is the total profit that Mr. Brown's store made in 2012? So we're going to add all of them now. And when you add all of these up, you end up, when you add, we get $37,324.46. What's the difference, the profits, between the profits Mr. Brown's store earned in the first quarter and the third quarter? So we take the first and the third quarter and we subtract. So we take the $9,841.28 minus the third quarter earnings, $7,429.84, and you do that subtraction, and that leaves you with, and just on your calculator if you want, that's fine, $2,411.44. Thank you.